I'm Joanna Small, Public Affairs and Communications Manager for the Lynnwood Police Department. It's Friday, November 12th, and this is your LPD Video Week in Review. Here's a summary of some of the most notable calls your Lynnwood police officers responded to over this past week or so. On October 30th, officers were called to the LA Fitness on Highway 99 for multiple car break-ins. When we arrived, we found 4 vehicles, each with windows broken. People on scene told us there had been other vehicles also broken into, but the owners had already left. All 4 vehicles still on scene had opened center consoles and glove boxes. A Snohomish County Sheriff's deputy contacted us to advise that a similar string of vehicle break-ins had also occurred the same day at another LA Fitness location on Mukilteo Speedway. If you know anything about these crimes, please call the number on your screen. On November 1st, officers responded to a call about a man threatening to plant a bomb, first in downtown Lynnwood and then inside the Macy's at Alderwood Mall. The man called 911 himself repeatedly, and we were able to determine he was somewhere around the extended stay on 196th Street Southwest. When we arrived, officers located the suspect outside the hotel. In conversation with officers, the suspect indicated he believed we were working with the mafia and then said he wanted to kill 300 children. It was obvious he was suffering from a mental health crisis, and he agreed to allow officers to transport him to Swedish Edmonds Hospital for a voluntary mental health evaluation. Unfortunately, car prowls are common, and it's often difficult to catch the culprit. But on November 2nd, officers responded to reports of a car break-in that yielded suspect information. Now we just need your help locating these people. A woman reported her window had been smashed outside 24-Hour Fitness on 29th Avenue West, and her wallet and laptop were stolen. Some of her stolen credit cards were immediately used at a Lynnwood Best Buy. Officers pulled surveillance from both the 24-Hour Fitness and the Best Buy. This thin man with red sneakers is a person of interest in the car prowl. He and the man in all gray racked up thousands of charges at Best Buy with some of the victim's credit cards and then dumped some of her belongings near the car they left in. By tracing that license plate, we believe we have the man with red shoes identified, and we need help finding him. We also need help identifying his potential accomplice. If you know anything about this crime, call the number that's on your screen. Also, at the 24-Hour Fitness November 3rd, another rash of break-ins just like the one at the LA Fitness a few days prior. 3 vehicles parked near each other, all had shattered windows and numerous items taken. One of the victims had her purse stolen, and fraudulent charges immediately appeared on one of her credit cards. The manager at the gym said she could see a suspicious vehicle on video surveillance stop near the victim vehicles and a subject exit, but she said the video quality is too poor to make out any distinguishing features of the suspect vehicle or the person who gets out. This next call highlights the importance of our partnership with retail loss prevention employees, especially after new Washington state laws raising the threshold to make a physical arrest went into effect in July. To physically detain someone for investigation of a crime, we must have probable cause and no longer just reasonable suspicion. Therefore, on November 3rd, an observant Kohl's loss prevention worker called 911 to report someone behaving suspiciously and likely preparing to steal thousands in merchandise. He was connected with one of our officers, and the pair stayed on the phone. So when the suspect exited the store, indeed with stolen goods, our officer could be 100% certain he had the correct suspect. Even so, the suspect attempted to resist arrest by refusing to put his hands behind his back, but eventually complied without further incident or injury. The day before, we had a similar interaction with loss prevention employees at Kohl's, and this time it resulted in arrest for theft, vehicle theft, DUI, and a handful of both felony and misdemeanor warrants. When officers arrived at Kohl's to apprehend 2 shoplifters just as they exited the store, we discovered their getaway vehicle was stolen and full of merchandise stolen from other Lynnwood businesses. Both claimed to have swallowed drugs, one fentanyl and the other heroin, so they were transported to the hospital before going to jail. That's why the driver is facing DUI charges pending a toxicology report. The passenger's felony warrant was for escaping community custody from the Department of Corrections, with the original charge being robbery. Again, we appreciate the dedication, communication, and vigilance from our area loss prevention employees. Detectives are looking for this woman. On November 5th, she stole over $1,000 in merchandise from Macy's, and then when loss prevention workers attempted to stop her, she deployed an unknown substance from an orange canister that the employees believe was either pepper spray or bear spray. She then grabbed the stolen items and fled from the store. Employees say she's associated with a group of women who repeatedly steal thousands in merchandise from the store and are aggressive with and threatening towards employees. If you know anything about this crime, call the number on your screen. On November 5th, officers responded to a call for a vehicle in a ditch, and when we arrived, found the driver passed out behind the wheel and twitching. We also learned the vehicle was a government van stolen from the University of Washington. When the driver came to, we identified him and discovered he had a $50,000 domestic violence warrant out of King County. He is also the suspect in 2 other stolen vehicle cases with neighboring police agencies. And finally, we've talked about it on social media before, and yet people keep doing it. Our Special Operations Section arrested this 36-year-old man who solicited our fake social media profile of a teenage girl. He agreed to meet her in person explicitly for sex, which is in and of itself a crime. But he took it a step further and then actually showed up at an undisclosed Lynnwood location where he was arrested with assistance from the Violent Offenders Task Force. Since we began this operation over the summer, we have arrested more than 6 child predators. That's all for now. We'll see you next time.